Hey everyone, Ryan Winter here with Rhino Resumes. Hey, so I know we're getting into the end of the year here, so your struggles don't have to be struggles. I get it. Um, when you put your resume out there in the marketplace and you're getting crickets or nothing at all, um, or rejection after rejection, my thoughts are is at the end of the day you either need to reach out to somebody. Um, to get some help on your resume, or B, um, keep plugging away. There's no doubt in my mind that everybody out there should deserve a job. Just because at the end of the day someone doesn't feel that you're qualified for the role doesn't mean that you're not qualified. There are these applicant tracking systems in place, and what they do is they scan your resume for the pertinent information and keywords that are, as I mentioned, pertinent to the job. And if your resume isn't matching up to those, more than likely what's going to happen is the applicant tracking systems will actually reject your resume. Kind of stupid, isn't it? Yes. Um, but again, they do that because they want to filter lots and lots of people out of the system. And it's nothing against you. It has nothing to do with your name, how old you are, your race, or anything like that. It's related directly to your resume. So my suggestions is uh, reach out for some help. We can help you, or you can always reach out to some other companies out there. Just because we're going into the holidays doesn't mean that at the end of the day you need to give up your search. It's not as if HR is given the okay to go home until January 1. That doesn't work. So yeah, everybody. Hey, we know we know it's the holidays, but you guys can go home. We're not going to do any hiring until January, so you guys can all go home. Uh, so no, it doesn't work like that. And at the end of the day, you got to really focus. Looking for a job is a full time job. My suggestions is you need to have someone look at your resume, which we can do that for free. There's no cost to review it. B, um, network. And as that sounds, it could be difficult, but at the end of the day, if you know what you're doing through LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you can find the right people that will help you. And what you really need to do is you need to focus on reaching out and connecting to like-minded people, get involved in groups. I also tell a lot of our clients when we're working with them, get involved in discussions, reach out. When somebody posts something, say something about it. Don't be negative, demeaning, or anything of that nature. Really just give your thoughts. If somebody is, for example, maybe there's something about Amazon and the owner and him and his ex-wife or whatever splitting. You can go in there and say, hey, look, the wife was with the owner of Amazon for however long, so she gets half of his money or what have you. Try to avoid politics, religion, race, and things of that nature. Really don't get yourself involved in those things. Even if you want to, I would avoid that because that's going to potentially hurt you. If you feel like at the end of the day, there's also some areas where your social media can potentially hurt you. There are some softwares out there that will go through your social media and ask you to clean that up. So basically, what it'll do is it'll automate and say, okay, well, for example, Ryan, do you want to delete this post that says something, a cuss word in it, or it says something that's derogatory towards women or men or what have you? Do you want to delete this? And then it'll delete it and it won't show up. So if you're looking for a job, you really need to make sure that you're focusing on your job search and making sure that if somebody is out there looking at you, they can find you and find you in a good light. At the end of the day, we don't want somebody to come across you and see that you've got bikini photos out there on Instagram, or you're talking about your neighbor doing drugs with your kids or what have you. That's going to look bad. Although, realistically, companies aren't necessarily allowed to discriminate. They do, and the more likely that you clean this stuff up, the better you are in the marketplace. So first step is to reach out, get your resume reviewed for free. There's most of the companies out there will review your resume and give you a feel for what is going on. B, get involved in LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Join groups. Post out there on other people's posts that have other likes and comments to them, particularly ones that are heavily posted to, commented on. That's going to potentially what's going to happen is it's going to open up a whirlwind of other others that are in that conversation. They're going to get notifications saying, "Hey, Ryan went ahead and posted something. Oh, okay, let's take a look and see what he said." And then all of a sudden, everybody in that group or that post is going to get a notification stating you were in there. If they see that there's something maybe about you, they may reach out to you and say, "Hey, I saw your post. I'm really interested in connecting. We have a opportunity over here at Joe Bob Company, and we really want to see if you'd like to interview for it." And that can open up the doors for you. And I know it's really difficult to put yourself out there. I understand. Rejection is difficult, and it's very hurtful, and it hurts a lot of us. I get it. And at the end of the day, there's nothing we could do. We get rejected all day long. At the end of the day, through our jobs, maybe we didn't pick up a contract. Someone didn't like our offer. Someone decided. They didn't want to give us the right of way when we're driving a car. Somebody flipped us off. I mean, everything. I mean, everything is a rejection. You just have to look at it as, chalk it off and think at the end of the day, some of these companies may not necessarily be the right fit for you. So when I work with some of my clients, some of the things that I tell them, not just with their resume and LinkedIn, is do your research on these companies. Look up Glassdoor.com. Check out LinkedIn. Check out who works at these companies. Look at articles on these companies to see if there's any lawsuits or anything going on. You want to make sure that you're going into a company that realistically matches up to what you're looking for at the end of the day. Because if you're not, you're going to go into another situation like potentially what you're in right now, where you're not happy. The company is very sexist or doesn't appreciate women or men. They pay women differently than men. It happens all the time. So my thoughts is when you're looking for a job, really focus on looking up articles, checking out LinkedIn, see who works at these companies, see what type of diversity they have in place. Not only that, but see if there's anything going on in news that they're being sued or a lot of people are saying that they're sexist or whatnot. Do you want to work for a company like that that's like that? To me, no, I don't want to work for a company like that. So you never know what you're going to get into. And I tell people all the time, don't have any job love. Don't sit around waiting for one company to accept you. Focus on continuing to apply, looking for a job until, until somebody actually offers you a job. Till you have a physical job offer in hand, don't stop looking. Don't have any job love. Don't feel like, okay, well, I really want to work at this company. You may not. You may go in there, interview with them, and you may come across some disturbing information. And now all of a sudden you don't want to work there. So you just wasted three weeks waiting to hear back from said company. And now all of a sudden they're going in a different direction. And you wasted those 3 weeks by sitting around waiting. Well, let's not do that. Let's keep proactive. You should always be open to looking, no matter even if you're happy in your situation. Maybe realistically, it doesn't hurt to put yourself out there in a situation where you're checking the market to see if you're being paid up to snuff. And at the end of the day, You may be able to come across companies that are willing to um, pay you above where you're at now. And then that gives you a sense of, okay, well, is my current company paying me up to snuff of today's standards? Am I being paid at the right wage? Maybe a lot of people aren't. And that's why you're starting to see people jumping from job to job every 2 years, because you got to think about it. You get a raise from your current company. Say you're making 100,000. Well, they're only going to give you a 1 to 3% raise. So what's going to happen is you're going to get a $1,000 to $3,000 raise every year. Well, if you leave the company and you go to somewhere else, they're going to give you anywhere from 5 to 20 plus K a year and an extra salary. So you just pack up your stuff and go to a new company, and it happens all the time. So be open to opportunities. And again, I can't stress this enough. I understand it's a slow season, but reach out, get a review on your resume and see what it's looking like. You don't have to take anybody up on their offer. Um, just get a review and see what they have to say. See what's going on that's impacting your job search. There's no reason you should be applying for 150 jobs to get 2 responses. That's ridiculous. At the end of the day, you should be searching smartly and only maybe applying to 10 or 12 or 15 companies and getting a response of 30, 33 to maybe 50% response rate of interviews, rather than applying for 150 jobs and getting 1 or 2. That's ridiculous. There's no reason for that. And at the end of the day, that's a waste of time. So take my advice. Like I said, reach out to somebody. We have 2 options. So one is our resumes, where we can actually do it for you, which is our white glove service, where we write it for you, and that pricing ranges anywhere from a couple hundred to 4, 5, 600 bucks. Then we also have our resume builder, which I actually worked with my IT team to build this. That is $14.99. So basically, you pick a pre-built, pre-written, pre-formatted template. You plug your own content in it. You download it. You pay us $14.99, and you're done. There's no additional fees involved. We're not going to continue to reach out to you and hound you for extra money or your time to ask you for reviews and yada yada yada. We're not like that. I stress that too much, that we're not one of those companies. Check us out, rhinoresumes.com. See if we can give you a free review of your resume and see if you're putting yourself up against your competition. You got to remember, if you're out there looking for a job, somebody else is out there looking as well. So how is your resume going to be perceived by the competition, against the competition? Are you going to be getting um, the right impact on your resume? Are people going to like you? Now, all of a sudden, if you're just throwing stuff out there and you're not focusing on looking and putting yourself in a good situation, and you're just kind of throwing a bunch of stuff up against a wall, hoping that something sticks, well, companies are going to know that, and they're going to reject you more times than not. They're going to want to hire people that are really organized, that want to spend time doing their due diligence. I had a potential client that reached out to me that knew more than me. So obviously I didn't help her, because obviously she knows more than me. She told me she spent 15 minutes writing her cover letter. And not only that, but she told me she knew more about what her resume needed than I did. I said, okay, well, that's fine. I can't help you. If you know more than I do, then obviously we can't help you. If you're in that situation, and we probably can't help you. You got to be open and susceptible to feedback. And I know it's difficult to ask for help. So again, reach out to either us or some other company. Let them take a look at your resume. There's no cost at all to have somebody review it. So I'll talk to you soon. Again, my name is Ryan Winter. I'm one of the resume writers here at Rhino Resumes, and I'd love to be able to take a look at what you've got on the table and see how we can potentially get you more responses to less companies. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.